Plutonia 2, a 2008 megawide that was in development for a very long time, and finally releasing in the very last week of 2008. Today, I'm going to be taking a look at the very first level for Plutonia 2, and this time, instead of focusing on UV Max, I'm going to be focusing on the Tyson category, because that's the one I recently played. And the Tyson category for this map has 4 previously established demos, and spoiler alert, I recorded a new record for this, which I'll be getting to at the end of this. And the thing about the Tyson category for this map is that it has a very interesting history. The very first demo for the first map of Plutonia 2, which is called Comeback by a user named Gusta, was also, the first Tyson was also recorded by that very same person. This same, the week after Plutonia 2 came out, the first week of its release. So, the first demo here is from Gusta in January of 2009. So, Plutonia 2 is very hot. It just came out, and Gusta wanted to run their own map Tyson style, so let's watch it. So the thing about this map is it does have a chainsaw, but it also has a berserk kit. And typically the berserk kit is going to be a very useful thing, more so than the chainsaw. But there are also, my apologies, a lot of small guys to tear through with the chainsaw. And berserk kits are way more useful against the larger enemies, Hell Knights, Revenants, Cacodemons, Mancubus, for example. But you do get a lot of versatility here, because there are moments where you would maybe switch back to the chainsaw after getting the berserk kit, and they're both, wow, 1% health there, by the way. Look at that. Again, this demo was recorded just under a week after Plutonia 2 officially came out, so this is a very old demo. I remember playing Plutonia 2. Maybe I was in middle school at that point when it came out, but I remember playing it on the school computers. And that's how old I am. I was playing this shit when it was new. But again, back to the chainsaw here, even after getting the berserk kit. And there's really not much to say about this level. It's a very basic Tyson map. Well, I shouldn't say that. It's somewhat complex. There's not really that many crazy infighting setups. But it is kind of complex because you do use the chainsaw and the berserk fist in different contexts. So I guess, I'll take that back. But, it's not a super long level. It's not like one of those levels that is like a war of attrition where it's like, a 2-hour Tyson that takes forever. The difficulty is not that large. When I was doing my Tyson attempts, it only took me maybe half an hour to get the time I have, and I will show that at the very end there. The hardest part about this are there are 2 Mancubuses, whatever you want to call them, right here. And these guys are the major make or break. And you can use these barrels here to inflict some damage. But the Manx are like, on that little ledge up there on the stairs. So a little annoying, very unlucky for Gusta. And instead of running around and trying to manipulate them off the ledge, we're just watching them, I guess, here. But again, this run was recorded a week after Plutonia 2 came out, and that's really cool. And also just shoutouts to running your own Doom levels. I do that all the time. If someone wants to go beat some of my autophagy runs, that would be great. But we're actually punching the Mank here, There are enough bullets to actually shoot and kill these guys with the bullets, which would be far safer. In fact, it's honestly, like, I was debating using the pistol when I was doing my run, but really punching, there's only 2 of them, it's not that hard. But there's a lot of caution here. Honestly, it probably just would have been faster to pistol in this context here, but it is cooler to punch as well. And it's even if it's slower, even if you're punching the Manx and you're taking slower than it would take to punch them or to pistol them, it still looks cool. So like really, when you're doing a Tyson run of your own map the week after it comes out, you're going for those cool points, which I can't hate on that. So that's one of them down. Again, this is the biggest I guess, bottleneck of this category for this run, for this map, I guess. Because Mancs are, you know, if you've never punched a Mancubus, it's pretty rough. And, you know, there's maybe potential viewers out there that might go, well, it's not that hard, and you're probably playing on Z-Doom or GZ Doom, also known as Z-Doom in select regions. And that source port just fucks everything up with the way that the game's physics run. So when you're playing in vanilla, punching Mancubi are pretty fucking hard. It's, you know, it's not the easiest thing in the world. It appears that this switch was never pressed. That switch is a little, if you look at it, the curvature of this switch, just look at how it's angled. And so you have to like press that, like, I think it's like a 16 map pixel switch there. You have to like press very specifically head on. It's really easy to just run over there, press use, and then you actually miss the switch. So I hate when that happens. But again, it's too late. Can't fix it now. Plutonia 2 it's already out. You can't go back. So, but yeah, I really love this opening level here. And you know, while I'm on the subject of just ranting and raving, for this video series, this is the first time I've done a Megawad. And for Megawads, I'm probably more likely to just take a map and do a category versus looking at the entire board. So it's possible I'll do a video like this for the UV Max runs at some point, or for Tyson's for other maps or anything. But once we get into the Megawad territory, I just want to focus on a singular category. So again, you can punch these guys. Punching a Cacodemon is a lot more difficult than chainsawing. Chainsawing is very, it's more consistent. Really, the difficulty is not the issue. It's not like a Manc where actually getting a hit is the hard part, you know? Like with the Mancubus, you have to know how to hit and stuff. And I'll talk more about these shotgunners later. But the chainsaw is more consistent. It disrupts their pain state. And let me read the text file for that. And I'll go back into my explanation. But again, this is Gusta 5 or 6 days after Plutonia 2 came out. I just wanted to punch a few bastards onto their ugly faces. This demo is very slow because I got both Mancubi into very uncomfortable positions, so it took me a while to handle with them. The time could go at least 1 minute faster, maybe even below 4 minutes with some stunning play. We're going to get into that later. But again, shoutouts to running your own map. You know, if anyone wants to make levels and also wants to speedrun them, you know, who better to speedrun a level than the person who made them? So shout out to Gusta for that. But back to the chainsaw thing while I load up this next demo here. The punch, there's like fewer you know, hits per frame. Like the chainsaw does continuous damage, right? So in those like gaps between punches, the Cacodemon can easily shoot you and do like a high damage roll and fuck your shit up. But with a chainsaw, that's less likely to occur. But now let's head into the next demo, which I also believe is from 2009. This is from November 2009 by VDGG, who is a very good demo player who I believe runs with keyboard only. And they said in the text file, it took me many tries to get this time, which is by no means perfect. And it is a 4 minute and 16 second time. So about a minute, a little less than, but about a minute faster than Gusta's run. So let's check it out. Once again, you do have the chainsaw here, so for me, when I was running this, I found that the first 30 or 40 seconds was the most reset heavy point. As you can see, we have some classic keyboard turning here. Incredible. I'm pretty sure that VDGG still plays keyboard only all the way in 2024. So if you ever want to watch a really good keyboard player, definitely check out some VDGG demos. Also on good WADs. They have a good taste of WADs as well. But yeah, the first 30 or 40 seconds here are pretty rough. There's a lot of hit scanners here. Like, again, the chain gunners there. You have a couple chain gunners in the previous section and the outside section. Right, but once you get rid of them, it really goes to the projectile-based monsters for, you know, there's a couple hit scanners left coming up. But really, it's just the projectile-based monsters and then those fucking shotgunners at the end. And again, I'll talk more about them later. But yeah, once you get past these guys, it's pretty smooth sailing, and then you hit the Mancubus wall, which is, you know, it's a make or break in time-wise if you're not going to be extremely aggressive. And you're gonna try to, you know, calculate your hits. It can take a little bit, you know, it can be a pretty difficult thing to do. But again, there's only 2 of them, and also when it comes to a Tyson map here, I don't know why they're not just grabbing the super shotgun. They're trying to be a little cheeky bastard about it, but you know what? Okay, I'm here for it. This paint elemental can be pretty annoying when they spawn in, because sometimes they can get like a fast lost soul out that just like charges into your face, and there's just really nothing you can do, and that kind of sucks. But back to what I was saying before, health and ammo, health and armor, I should say. There's 2 green armors. They're both kind of at the start of the route, but you can finagle your way back to the first green armor if you need it. But that would require skipping it at the start, which I was doing a little bit, but then I realized, you know, if I'm at the point where I need the second green armor, my run kind of sucks already. So it's like, you know, whatever. So I started topping my armor up. Shooting these shotgunners here is a good idea, you know, while you have the health to spare. These shotgunners, I just want to say, when I was doing my Tyson run, I got killed on those. I would do them last, and I got killed on those guys so many times, because usually at the end I have like 10 health left, and you can just get fucked on the shotgunners. You know, they can just decide to do like a first frame shot at you, and you're dead. You're just gone. There's nothing you get. There's no recourse. But right here you can get lucky if you try to manipulate the imps to fight these Hell Knights here. And then you can just get, like, you know, hold down the fire button while the Hell Knights are distracted. But it's also hard to set that up, and boxing these Hell Knights is pretty easy anyway, so. But yeah, for a demo in 2009, you know, it's pretty solid. You can tell if there's, you know, the caution in every step, you know, taking a wide berth with some of these monsters, trying not to get too close, you know, trying not to hit too many consecutive hits in, you know, you don't want to get too greedy. See, this Mancubus is distracted, and unfortunately, again, the Mancubus hitbox is so fucked up when trying to do punching. So unfortunately, that was a perfect opportunity to get some free punches, but the hitbox was not playing, you know, playing along. So that's unfortunate. Again, these guys are the huge make or break time-wise. So VDGG is just going for the pistol. Again, it is simple to use the pistol. It's consistent. You know, there is some variance with the damage that each bullet does. But ultimately, it's consistent. You don't have to worry about, oh, you know, I tried to punch, but the punch didn't connect. Oh, you know, I misstepped, and then I get a face full of Mancubus rockets or whatever. Are they rockets, flames, fireballs? I don't know what the fuck they are. Comet trails, you know, like, you know, I don't know what the hell's going on. They have, like, the trails that make me think that they're, like, projectiles of some kind. But, like, it looks like it's just raw fire. I don't fucking know. And again, the chainsaw is easier here, but the fist is quicker if you can do it right. But you know what? The health is too low, and we're just going to use some chainsaw here right at the end. But again, pretty good improvement over Gusta's run, same year, 2009. That's, again, the great part about being a Doom speedrunner is just experiencing the history, because there's just so much to it. And that's why I'm doing this series here. But if we fast forward many years later, all the way up to 2022. So 2009, we watched 2 demos. Now we're going to 2022. And we have a player named Lulita, who I don't know too much about them, but I've seen some solid times here, posting a 353. And in the comment section, they say, after 353 tries, I finally got an exit. So they tried 353 times, and they got a 3-minute, 53-second run. You know, something about that little cosmic energy there. But then they also have to say, you can totally be faster, specifically if you punch the Manx and Kakos, but I don't have the skills or the balls. And with a Z on both of those. So let's check out Lolita's run. 3 minutes, 53 seconds. So we're now under the 4-minute barrier, which Gusta said earlier. If you play stunningly, they said in 2009 that you could get below the 4-minute barrier. Now, is it possible to go even further beyond the 4-minute barrier? We'll find out later here. Maybe not, maybe. But so far, again, taking that chainsaw, again, you're seeing a little bit more aggression here, just kind of running at these guys. You know, not really kind of trying to finagle and dance around them so that they fight each other, or like, you know, with projectile-based monsters, you can dance around them so that, you know, you're not getting faced by both of them at the same time, like they're in a single file. So if the one in the back, you know, one of them shoots you, it'll just hit the back of the enemy or something, right? So, like, you saw that a little bit. I should have mentioned it earlier in Gusta and VDGG's run. but, you know, a little bit less of that here, just kind of going at it. Oof, that Revenant, this Revenant can be really annoying when they teleport in, because it's kind of like you don't know when they're going to teleport, and sometimes they can get a few good hits on you. If they just teleport at a weird time, you go up and you're expecting them to teleport, and there's like a weird delay, and then you're kind of like, you're like, huh? And then they come in and then do like a first frame punch. It can disorient you. So definitely losing a lot of health there to that Revenant, but it's definitely understandable. Shooting these shotgunners here, again, it's an intelligent decision. I didn't watch any of these records before I did my record, which I'll show at the end of this. So, you know, I think I did end up maybe killing the shotgunners sooner than later at some point, but I remember trying to kill the shotgunners at the end, and they just killed me every time, and it's... ugh. Jeez. These guys, you can't just wait for them to spawn, but, you know, you can also kill them right away at the same time. You know, it's kind of the variance is just the teleporting. You know, sometimes it takes a while for the next one, and then the next one, and then the next one to teleport in, versus if you do this section first, then they're all teleported in by the time you get back out there. But either way, you know, they got fast teleports here, so pretty good. Yeah, so I want to pause here. If you look straight away, you know, ignoring the main menu, one day I'll bind up a pause key of some kind. There's the other room with the switch that I mentioned that has that very short, like, you know, use margin. Sometimes chain gunners and a Revenant can get in there and shoot you when you're right here. So if you're paying attention over there, that window can be pretty dangerous. So you gotta watch out for that. For sure. I definitely had a couple of attempts get killed there because I wasn't paying attention, and then they just show up and kill me through the window, and it's like really hard to see them too. They're really, you know, the Revenant, especially the hitbox, is like really strange, and how, I guess that, you know, never mind. It's actually, the sprite is taller than the hitbox, so I don't know if that would actually affect what I'm trying to say. Either way, my point is you can barely see them and they can fucking fuck you up. So, pistoling these Manx, really, again, it's a consistent strategy. So, like, if you're Lolita in 2022, you're looking at a 2009 demo, and you're thinking, I can probably get this done with pistoling the Manx. And when you're pistoling the Manx, you can get this, you know, at least, you know, I didn't have much trouble other than the shotgunners at the end. The first 30 seconds, which, you know, it's just the first 30 seconds. You can just keep replaying it until it goes well. And these motherfuckers. But if you're pistoling them, these motherfuckers aren't a problem. So, again, that, you know, you just do a little bit better in some of the other areas, you know, maybe get some better infighting, a little more aggression with the punches and stuff. And then just pistol these guys and you're smooth sailing. So, definitely a strategy. There was something I was playing with which was unleashing the Kako demons earlier, and then trying to get them to fight with the Manx, and maybe they could kill each other a little bit or damage each other. That's a strategy that if anyone's watching this and wants to try a Plutonia 2 MAP01 Tyson, definitely try that one out. I don't think I was too successful in my final product with that one, but still, solid run. Definitely a very solid run. And again, as Gusta said in 2009, anything under 4 minutes would require stunning gameplay. And I don't know if it was stunning, but it was very, very good. But Lolita's victory, very large gap. Again, 2009 to 2022, that's crazy, was very short-lived. Because just a few days later, VDGG, probably someone who's been, you know, playing Doom consistently over such a long, maybe even the longest period of consistent play. Like, this guy is always playing Doom all the time. They set a record in 2009. Someone beat it like 20 years, or not, 10 years later, you know, 12, 13 years later. And then they're like, oh, someone just beat my 12, 13-year-old run? Let me just try that again. So VDGG comes out with a 3-minute, 34-second run. And they say in the description, a rare 3-punch Hell Knight kill plus a very nice Mancubus finish. It took a while to get this time. I sometimes even got killed by the final Kako pair. That happened to me once too, so it's definitely not out of the question. VDGG also in their text file likes to say what their previous exit times were. So in this text, they say previous exits are, assuming in this session, 4:39, 4:08, 3:58, 4:26, 3:50, 3:54, 4 flat, 357, 350, and then the 334. Let's check this out. Again, this was the most recent record as of, I did beat this. So, but again, how much did I beat it by? That will remain to be seen until we're done here. But again, VDGG still rocking the keyboard turning, 10 plus years later. So definitely, you can notice, the smoother, more refined movements here from watching a 2009 demo to a 2022 demo. So even though they're still playing with keyboard, they've gotten a lot better. And shooting that chain gunner, by the way, just to rewind a little bit, shooting this guy here, interesting choice. When you're running up at that section later with the chain gunner still alive, which is what I do, that guy can get a couple shots on you. So I definitely understand pistoling him there from a little bit of a comfort zone, because it just reduces the RNG. And switching to the pistol, it doesn't cost that much time to switch to the pistol. It is slower. It absolutely is slower than just rushing with the chainsaw or the berserk. But, the consistency value of just getting the run done, that's sometimes an underrated aspect of it. Interesting, leaving that Revenant there again. I didn't watch any of these demos. Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't before trying myself. But interesting, leaving that Revenant there. Presumably, they're going to try to get that Revenant to infight with the Mancubus. But we'll see how that goes. Shooting these guys here, this is earlier than I think a couple of the other demos shoot them. So pretty interesting. Leaving the super shotgun, which when you get the super shotgun activates 2 chain gunners. So leaving that, I wonder when that's going to be activated and for what purpose, unless it's possible they just forgot. Okay, here we go. Okay. So instead of killing them manually, trying to wait until more guys pile onto the trigger and then kill them all at once or face them all at once anyway. Interesting strategy. That's actually a good idea. That might actually be faster than the way I ended up doing it. So interesting. While also, again, waiting for a lot of these guys to teleport in. So it looks like they're going to use that Revenant to try to get the Manx distracted. That's going to be what it seems like this is running toward, which is a very good strategy. Though it does depend on the RNG of, like, having the Revenant actually hit them. Yeah, I don't know if it ended up happening, I'm trying to think. Because if it did happen already, then that Revenant's dead by now, which, it does weaken the Mancubus, so, but it would be a lot better to get the distraction bonus so that you can just kind of sneak up and do all the punches while they're not paying attention. All right, looks like the Revenant's still there. And we're sticking with the pistol. We're sticking with the pistol. Ooh, wait, okay. Interesting. Okay, so now that guy's distracted, but then this guy is kind of blocking the path, which kind of sucks because otherwise you'd be able to get up there. Okay. Nice. Okay, this is excellent. Oof. Almost. Really, really close, but that was really, really nice strategy there. That's something I didn't even think about, using that Revenant that way. Very, very nice. If I'm stumbling over my words, it's because it's a little late in the day, so just bear with me here. But yeah, that is a solid finish. 3 minutes, 34 seconds from VDGG. Now, again, I record these kinds of videos right after I get these runs. So, it's not reflected on the board yet, but that's all, it builds up a little suspense. What time did I get? Well, I'm actually just not going to tell you right now. In fact, I'm just going to, play the demo. But I did beat that. Let me look here. I should have this already set up, but I'm a little stupid, so I don't. All right, so this is my demo. And I recorded this yesterday as of the recording of this video. So that would be April 13th, if I can count correctly. And just real quick again, my goal was just to beat VDGG's time, but it did take me about 30 or 40 minutes of play here. And the run that I ended up getting, I'm pretty happy with. Again, the strategy Probably could improve the strategy a little bit, but I think that this run looks pretty good here. So let's just start it over. Right here, I open this door and shoot these guys a little bit so that they start, you know, maybe if you get lucky, yeah, like that, they shoot each other. And then while they're doing that, I go get the chainsaw. So that's my little improvement on the very opening there. Getting this chain gunner out of the way just because fuck that guy, it's really annoying. When the demons block you and then that guy just kind of rips into your face. That's how a majority of like my sub 30-second deaths kind of ended, was that chain gunner here. Or there, I should say. They're dead now. So right here, I try to get these two chain gunners to shoot this revenant. And then while that's kind of happening... Oh, interesting. Okay, this is the one demo where I didn't actually do that. But while that was happening, I would normally go up and get the other guys up there. But I actually just didn't do that this time. I don't remember why. But yeah, either way, those guys, you know, didn't take too long to kill them. Really unfortunate there. I kind of bounced off the wall and didn't get my connecting punch. These shotgunners can be a little bit problematic if they just kind of do a max damage roll right in your face. But fortunately, that did not happen here. So I hit that imp because, again, as I mentioned earlier, this pain elemental, and this did happen here. So if you look, they spawned and then they immediately shot a lost soul, and I was getting tired of that happening, so I adjusted to just go for the imp first. And sometimes, you know, like, because that pillar in the room right here, if you notice, there's the two pillars. Sometimes it'll block the line of sight and then they won't shoot at all. Or if they get that first frame, I'm gonna fuck you up kind of like thing. They're gonna shoot the lost soul, but it's not gonna hit you directly. So that was a little adaptation. I went for the imp first, and it actually paid off here, because otherwise I would have tried to punch the pain elemental and a lost soul would just have done, like, presumably max damage, because this is me playing and that always happens. So very nice. I'm bumping up against the walls a little bit. I was probably a little stoned when I did this, you know. I'm not, you know, just saying, maybe it's possible. Wow, oh my god, look at this. I'm gonna just do slow motion. Slow motion. Okay, that's a hit. That's a hit. They're still alive. Miss. Miss. Oh, why? The worst thing in the world. Was that a three-puncher? 1, 2. I think I already got a hit in. 1, 2. Oh, three-puncher. Okay. 4-puncher. Those are both, like, you know, the variants of the Berserk kit. I think it goes anywhere between 20 and 200 damage. So, like, it's a wide range of possible damage output. So you can either do 20 damage or, like, 200. I'm pretty sure those are the numbers. So, like, getting a 3 or 4 punch Hell Knight, especially 2, like, you know, 3 and then 4 close to each other is very good. Right there, I activate the Kako Demons. I was kind of playing with that strategy I mentioned earlier by letting the Kakos out. But then I got fucked up by the Shotgunners, so then I got a little nervous here. So now I'm going to try to do the punching here. Got hit, unfortunately. That could have killed me, but I got really lucky there with 2 connecting punches. That's unfortunate. Okay, 2. Kind of 3, I guess. And then boom, right there on that step. So that's like just a really bad spot. But solid Manx, I gotta say, solid Manx here. And of course, I'm punching the Kakos. I was, you know, maybe if I had lower health, I would just do all chainsaw. But like, you know, I just switched the chainsaw there because I was like, I looked at the time and I was like, ooh, that's a good time. And then so I was like, I don't want to die. Let's just use the chainsaw. Bad shotgunners, but I did get a 2:59. So I did go even further beyond than the 4-minute barrier. And I broke the 3-minute barrier. So if history does end up repeating itself, VDGG may beat this run in a couple days, because that's what happened with Lolita, even with that 12-year gap or so. But yeah, there you go. That's Plutonia 2. MAP01 is called Comeback, the UV Tyson record progression. Again, this is the first one of these videos that I'm doing for a megawad. And, you know, the other ones I did were for, like, single level random 1994 levels. And 99, I think the other one, but this doesn't matter. But for a megawatt, I'll probably focus on 1 level per video, 1 category, unless it's like a megawatt that doesn't have that many categories filled out, but this one does. There's a pretty extended history for Max, even fast, Tyson. So Hopefully you enjoyed this. You know, again, let me know what you think about these kinds of videos. If you want to see other kinds of megawads, I'm probably going to focus more on lesser known stuff. But I did do this one recently, and I thought it would be a fun video. So there you go. Max the dog is trying to interact with me, so I will see you another time. Just kidding. You're going to see me another time. I'm not going to see shit. I'm blind. I couldn't even see if I wanted to.